The Forgotten Archives. The alien research vessel Zephyrian 9 drifted silently over the ruined planet, its sleek metallic form cutting through the void of space. Below, the once thriving human civilization lay in desolate silence, its skyscrapers reduced to skeletal remains, its streets swallowed by time and nature. For centuries, this world had been nothing more than a forgotten relic of the past, an extinct species whose presence in the universe had ended abruptly. Dr. Cthuris Vel, a renowned xenorchaeologist of the Teleran Empire, peered down at the ruins from the bridge of the vessel. His 4 sapphire eyes gleamed with intrigue as the research team prepared to descend to the surface. He was here for one purpose: to confirm what the Galactic Concord had long believed, that humanity had been a species of reckless savages, unfit for survival in the cosmic order. "The remains are primitive," said Scholar Yul Vanek, his secondary appendages manipulating a floating datavat. "Structures show an excessive reliance on inefficient engineering. Nothing comparable to the bio-integrated megacities of the Empire." "Expected," Cthuris replied, his voice smooth with authority. Humanity was known for its crude, reactionary development. They burned through their resources without foresight. Their extinction was inevitable. Scholar Yul Vanek nodded. "Indeed. The Concord's records indicate that they perished due to internal conflicts and planetary degradation. Their own arrogance led to their downfall." As the landing shuttle disengaged from the Zephyrian 9, the research team of 8 descended through the thick, stagnant atmosphere of the ruined world. The air was heavy with the remnants of decay, but the planet had stabilized over time. Nature had reclaimed the cities, twisting steel and concrete into overgrown monuments of failure. They landed within the remains of what had once been a towering human data facility. The ruins still stood defiantly, as if daring the universe to remember what had once thrived here. The research team exited the shuttle, their biomechanical suits humming softly as they scanned the surroundings. Cthuris stepped forward, his gaze sweeping the ruins. "Begin the analysis. Let's see if there's anything of value in these ancient human records." He never expected what they would find. The first sign of fear, the research team fanned out through the ruined structure, their scanners illuminating the darkened halls. Dust hung in the air like ghosts of the past, whispering silent warnings to the intruders. Dr. Cthuris examined the engraved plaques near the entrance, strange human symbols still etched into the walls. Department of Defense. Strategic Data RCAIV. Yul Vanek's secondary appendages flexed with intrigue. Curious. The records suggest this was a site of significant importance to their military complex. Yet it is abandoned. Cthuris replied. Whatever they were fighting, it must have overwhelmed them. The team moved deeper into the structure, their bioluminescent visors adjusting to the darkness. Scanning probes hovered ahead, mapping the ancient corridors and detecting residual power sources deep within the ruins. Then, something unexpected happened. A low hum vibrated through the floor, faint, but unmistakable. The researchers froze. "What was that?" Yul Vanek asked, his tone no longer laced with confidence. Cthuris frowned. "Impossible. This planet was classified as dead. There should be no active power sources." Scholar Venlor, a technician specializing in ancient technology, cautiously approached an old control console, its screen shattered, wires exposed. She reached out with a precision tool, sending a pulse scan through the system. The console lit up. A cold blue glow spread across the walls, illuminating the chamber. Screens flickered to life, displaying lines of ancient human data. A warning message appeared, repeating in an ancient human dialect. The translation module processed the words. Security BREH TTTKT. System restoration Einite. Heat. Cthuris stepped back. What? A deep rumbling echoed through the complex as hidden power grids surged online. For centuries, the facility had been asleep. Now, it was waking up. The Forgotten Guardians. The research team scrambled as the ancient facility came alive, its long-dormant systems booting up with eerie efficiency. Mechanical whirs and distant clanking filled the air as lights flickered throughout the underground levels. Venlor's voice crackled through the comms. "I'm detecting automated defenses. They were never deactivated." Ctheris turned sharply. "Explain." "These systems, they weren't left to decay. They were preserved, maintained, as if expecting someone to return." A warning klaxon blared, shaking the walls. Massive blast doors groaned open ahead, revealing a hallway lined with tall metal sentinels. They stood motionless, their humanoid forms covered in layers of dust and time-worn plating. Eyes of cold, lifeless steel stared forward. Ctheris's breath caught. Machines. Advanced machines. Humanity had not relied on mindless war drones or simple AI constructs like other primitive species. They had built something else. And as the power continued to surge through the facility, they began to move. One of the sentinels turned its head, mechanical joints groaning after centuries of stillness. Its optical sensors flashed red. The research team stepped back instinctively. Yul Vanek whispered, "Are they autonomous?" Then the screens around them shifted, displaying a new message in the human dialect. Truanus L8ing. Piro Tov Sivo RENJAG meant Humanity Preservation System activated. Ctheris felt something cold grip his chest. This was not an abandoned ruin. This was a sleeping beast. Humanity had not simply perished. They had prepared. And now something deep within this world was stirring. Something that had been waiting. The sentinels straightened, their metallic forms fully activating. One of them turned toward the research team, its voice crackling through old speakers. The words that followed sent a wave of pure, undiluted terror through the alien explorers. "QUERO. Are you human?" Ctheris felt his limbs lock in place. The Guardians were scanning them, evaluating, and if they didn't answer correctly, this planet's true occupants might just finish what humanity started. The awakening of the forgotten. The air in the ancient facility grew thick with tension as the alien research team stood frozen before the reactivated sentinels, their glowing red optics locked onto the intruders, scanning them with an intelligence that should have died centuries ago. Ctheris's mind raced, calculating their next move. These machines were not primitive, nor were they religious artifacts as he had initially assumed. They were guardians, left behind to defend something important, something humanity had prepared for long before their supposed extinction. Yul Vanek's trembling voice cracked through the comms. They're waiting for an answer. The lead sentinel took a single step forward, its towering metal frame sending vibrations through the floor. Its voice, though synthetic, carried authority. "QUERY. Are you human?" Ctheris clenched his mandibles. There was no correct answer, only survival. He forced himself to remain calm. "We are scholars, explorers of lost civilizations. We mean no harm. ****. For a moment, there was silence. The sentinels seemed to process his words, their glowing eyes shifting between each alien present. Then, something changed. The walls hummed with unseen energy as the main screens recalibrated. The language on the display shifted, translating itself into perfect galactic common. New text scrolled across the screen. "Known human entities, DTTCTE. Authorization required. A98 last protocol." Venlor's eyes widened in horror, their overriding security. Something is waking up. The lead sentinel's optics flashed bright crimson, and for the first time since its activation, its voice lowered into something almost warning. "You should not be here." Then, without warning, the facility trembled violently. A deep mechanical roar echoed through the underground complex. Somewhere, something ancient was coming online. Humanity's final warning. The research team scrambled backward as the entire facility shuddered, metal panels shifting as long-dormant machinery rumbled to life. From deep within the ruins, a low-frequency hum pulsed like a heartbeat, steady, strong, ominous. Theris's second heart pounded in his chest. We need to leave. Now. But before they could retreat, a hologram flickered to life above the command terminal. The image was a human. A man, weathered but resolute, his expression hard as stone. He wore a uniform of unknown origin, its insignia faded by time. And then, he spoke. If you are seeing this, it means they finally came. The team froze. The human's voice was clear, sharp, as if it had been waiting for this very moment. We knew they would come eventually. Maybe an empire, maybe a federation. It doesn't matter. We knew the moment we left Earth that we were different, that we were unnatural. The facility groaned, its machinery surging with power. The man's eyes darkened. If you are here, it means you have found what remains of us. But do not make the mistake of thinking we were weak. The sentinels stood motionless, listening, waiting. The holographic man leaned forward. We were never weak. We were never prey. A new message flashed on the screens behind him. Final DFNC systems engaging. Global Awakening Protocol. Active. Humanity's lead HFY online. Theris felt a wave of pure dread roll through him. Yolvanik barely whispered. By the stars. What did they do? The human in the hologram continued. To those who find this place, you have two options. Leave. Never return. Forget you ever found us. His expression hardened. Or stay. The facility shook violently, sending cracks through the floor. The research team stumbled, panic setting in. The human's final words sent ice through Theris's veins. Stay, and face what comes next. The hologram vanished. And in that moment, the ruins of this dead world came alive. They never left. Alarms blared as the ground beneath the alien researchers split apart. Mechanical arms unfolded from the walls, revealing hidden weapon systems aimed directly at them. The sentinels did not move. They simply stood in formation, their presence a silent reminder of what humanity had left behind. Venlor's breathing was ragged. What do we do? Theris had no answers. His mind was reeling. Humanity had planned for this. They had anticipated being discovered. And they had prepared. Yolvanik, for the first time, looked truly afraid. We need to go. We need to leave this planet before. The surface of the ruined city cracked open. The team watched in horrified awe as massive structures began to rise from beneath the rubble. Underground facilities long buried under centuries of decay activated, their hidden bunkers and sealed chambers releasing their occupants. Theris turned toward the lid sentinel. For the first time since their arrival, it moved with purpose. Its head tilted, and in a voice heavy with something deeper than programming, it spoke. Humans do not die. Then, the first sleeper pods opened. Metal hissed as sealed containment chambers unlocked. The air filled with the scent of preserved stasis fluid. The aliens watched in sheer terror as figures began stepping out. They were not machines. They were not ghosts. They were human, alive, breathing, awake, and watching them. Yolvanik took a shaking step back. No, that's impossible. This planet was declared dead centuries ago. The lead sentinel's red optics burned brighter. You are trespassing. One of the newly awakened humans stepped forward. His body was scared, hardened by battles fought long before these aliens had even taken to the stars. His eyes, once closed in stasis, now gleamed with knowing intelligence. He tilted his head, studying them like prey. A smirk curled at his lips. Ha! Aliens. He cracked his knuckles. I was wondering when you'd show up.